In the past few months, we have witnessed a complete and utter disconnection between NIO's fundamentals and the resulting stock valuation. We have seen NIO trading down substantially, dropping around a third of their share price YTD and around 50% off their ATH. Their valuation seems to be increasingly in control of the shorts, leaving many investors dumbfounded as to NIO's future in terms of share price, and many short-term traders are running for the doors. In today's episode, we're going to be focusing on NIO's short and long-term future and where shares could move from here, analyzing the bull case thesis, a thesis I stand behind. I'll be closing the video with their bull case share price and why I think this is well within the realm of possibilities if they play their cards right and the market holds. As always, I think it's crucial to look at both sides of the picture, and in the coming days, I'll turn the coin over and analyze the bear case thesis to better inform you of the entire picture. So make sure you subscribe. Welcome to the show. My name is Nick. Before we dive in, Webull is giving out 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 using the link in my description. They are a 0% commission trading platform and give some of the best analytics in the game in my point of view. You could trade before and after hours markets, which can give you the upper hand. This offer ends soon. You do not want to sleep on it. If you want to support the page, check out our Patreon for more content, behind the scenes, and under the radar stocks. This also gains you access into our exclusive Discord channel. Alright, ladies and gents, let's dive right in. So let's start off by taking a quick look at the stock price as of Friday's trading period. We ended the day green, up just over 1 percentage point, now sitting at 36.09. This in comparison to the Nasdaq, which NIO outperformed, finished up only 0.1%. Tesla finished up 0.13%. We see NIO stock leveling off with some substantial support emerging in the mid-30s. I have personally been buying under the $35 mark. However, the shorts are indeed in control of the stock currently. We need to remember that there has been virtually no missteps from NIO HQ itself, yet instead a broad cross-market sell-off from growth and tech centered within EV companies. We've seen a similar play out of Tesla. However, we do appear to be finding some bull sentiment as of late. There was some minor news coming out of the NIO camp on Friday. NIO released a news briefing stating that they will be releasing their first quarter earnings on Thursday, April 29th after trading hours at 8 p.m. Eastern. As always, I will have live coverage of the event guiding you all. We do know that NIO delivered over 20,000 vehicles in a quarter for the first time ever, and this marks the 5th straight quarter with increasing deliveries at 20,060, marking a 15.6% increase from its 4th quarter 2020 numbers at 17,353. Now, NIO has stated that without current semiconductor and battery supply strain and global shortages, they would feasibly be able to deliver around 10,000 units per month. Now, we know this is unfortunately not currently possible as the supply strain has capped their output to best case scenarios of around 7,500 units per month until these summer months. Beyond this, guidance remains unclear. However, there are reports emerging from China that the semiconductor supply should be mitigated by then. However, this does deserve more attention in the coming months. March marked yet another all-time high delivery month for NIO, moving 7,257 units, an increase just north of 30% from the normal auto decrease February sees on a reoccurring basis. Now, moving into future quarters and years, there are 3 key aspects I want to focus on in this bull case thesis, and these are the success of their upcoming sedan, the ET7, NIO Power, and lastly, their scaling. So let's start off with their upcoming ET7. There has been a growing trend within mainland China to smaller vehicles as of late, including sedans. We know NIO began with their largest and cost-heavy vehicle on the market, the ES8, at an MSRP of 468,000 renminbi. What NIO did was typical of startup manufacturing companies, and that is design and build the most cost-heavy vehicle in low quantities, successively funding the less expensive future products ideally sold in bulk. We do see this playing out well with NIO consecutively designing and distributing smaller vehicles, and this holds true for their upcoming ET7. This is set to begin production and rollouts in Q1 2022. The ET7 will be firmly within the luxury sphere, starting at 448,000 renminbi, just under 70,000 American. The subsidy programs within China will apply to this vehicle, even though it is classified as luxury, costing more than 300,000 RMB because it has a removable battery. And this is something the Chinese government has deemed eligible for subsidy programs regardless of price until at least the end of 2022. This is a win in NIO's column. Now, together with battery as a service, this can really bring down the total cost of vehicle, substantially allowing more users to be able to afford the luxury bracket. lowering the barrier to entry point. I do think this will rapidly become their most successful vehicle on the market, directly competing against Tesla's current domination of the Chinese luxury EV market. Now, what's important here is that NIO is becoming China Pride, and I think the Chinese appetite for a domestic brand to be proud of and that consumers love is at an all-time high. We know that more than 40% of sales are currently derived from word of mouth and recommendations from pre-existing NIO customers. This is indicating a high level of customer satisfaction and a high-end, beautiful product. It is well predicted that NIO will release yet another sedan at their next NIO Day event, which I do believe will be moving closer to the affordability bracket. NIO has guided for around 90,000 units sold throughout the course of 2021, however have already outperformed their projections, and if the semiconductor shortage is able to be mitigated, I do think the company will reliably be able to deliver over 100,000 vehicles throughout the year. This guidance is incredible. To put it into perspective, they only just rolled out their 100,000th vehicle ever sold through their joint affiliation program with JAC Motors at their Hefei plant. I think investors are quick to forget just how revolutionary the ET7 and NIO's tech really is. The ET7 is equipped with Aquila integrated with 33 high-performance sensing units and ultra-long-range high-resolution LiDAR. They have been pouring capital into the research and development, pushing the boundaries of autonomous driving and forming full-stack NAD. NIO Autonomous Driving. We know autonomy is the way of the future and something consumers are focused on and investing in. Their software, aptly named Atom, which is a clear Easter egg to their concept car and what I think is their end goal, Eve, is capable of 6.4 gigabytes per second processing, allowing for an unprecedented level of artificial intelligence and autonomous driving. Let's also not forget their proposed 150 kilowatt-hour battery cell pack, enabling up to 1,000 kilometers NEDC range. Now, moving into NIO Power, I am dumbfounded as to why analysts consistently brush over this topic. I see NIO Power as a dark horse in their business operations, and something that could, in my opinion, become a behemoth contributor to total revenues in the coming years. NIO was a pioneer in the battery swapping technology and has, of just a few days ago, completed its 2 millionth battery swap. They were the company to take the massive upfront risk to design and implement their battery swapping infrastructure in strategic locations around mainland China. No one had really ever done this before. They now have over 200 live swapping stations and have partnered with huge names like Red Star Maclean, Sinopec, Ford, and are implementing gas stations in high traffic areas on the Beijing Beltway Highway. Their battery swap 2.0 station is superior in virtually every way, holding 13 batteries, performing a swap in around 3 minutes, allowing the driver to remain in vehicle, and enabling up to 312 swaps per day. Now, as NIO relentlessly lays out a larger groundwork of swap stations, a few things happen here. A, their brand recognition increases. B, their market reach increases. And C, their revenue generated from NIO Power increases. We have been watching NIO Power's proportion of total revenues consecutively increase in the previous quarters, and I do suspect we will see the trend continue in the Q1 earnings call. We see legacy brands like Ford signing deals with NIO to utilize their fast-charging Chinese infrastructure for their Mustang Mach-E model, and I do not think NIO becoming a staple in the Chinese EV energy industry is out of the realm of possibilities. We are already seeing it happen. Many companies moving into the EV space do not have the appetite or risk tolerance to build an entire novel infrastructure program like NIO did with their swapping web. It's theoretically less expensive and less risky for companies to format their chassis to be compatible with NIO Swapping's pre-existing infrastructure. It may seem like a stretch currently, but I would not be surprised to see companies increasingly signing deals with NIO to utilize their infrastructure. This is something I am extremely bullish on. Let's talk about NIO's scaling. We know they are currently underway in building another plant in the Hefei Automotive Industrial Park, enabling up to 300,000 vehicles per annum. They're simultaneously implementing extensions on their pre-existing JAC Motors facility, adding another 150,000 per annum capacity. This, with their current 150 cap, would bring their total output capacity to 600,000 vehicles in around 1 year's time. Now, as they are firmly within the luxury bracket, I'm not sure the demand or the semiconductor or battery supply is there at the moment, but what's important here is that NIO is planning and prepping for the future. I do think the company will be able to double their output once again in 2022, delivering ideally around 300,000 vehicles. We will also see the company expanding into different markets with their eyes set on Europe, specifically Oslo, Norway. Europe has a similar policy environment to China, and this makes more logical sense than moving into the US market for the time being. I'm seeing a lot of rumors on the internet that they're definitely going to move into the US market imminently, but this is just speculation for the time being. I don't think it's currently feasible or a smart business move for that matter. Now, I do think NIO will have to stay on this relentless expansion path and high growth course they are currently on throughout the remainder of 2021 and 2022. They will likely have to double, if not triple, the revenue to push over $100 per share. But in saying this, I do think this is feasible and I do think this is going to happen. The company is making all of the right moves, is aggressively forming partnerships, and is growing at an unprecedented rate. I do have trepidations concerning the worldwide semiconductor shortage and the battery supply strain, and this really could be a speed bump in NIO's long-term plans as it is something virtually completely out of the company's control. I will be keeping a very close eye on this. I am also hopeful that the Chinese government will extend their subsidy program to the removable battery luxury EV market. I do think this is crucial in chewing into Tesla's market share. All things considered, I remain extremely bullish on the long-term prospects of this company. I like to zoom out and quiet the short-term noise and think big. This company is revolutionizing the landscape, and I do think NIO will give Tesla a run for its money in the Chinese space in the coming years. The stock is clearly hurting as of right now. However, as the shorts run out and the company gains steam in conjunction with the semiconductor supply increase, I do think we will see the moving averages reverse and head north once again. Let me know what you think of the stock and the company. Let's start a discussion. I'm always open to hearing your points of view. Don't forget about the Webull promo, 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 using the link in my description. They are 0% commission. It really is a win-win. You could trade before and after hours markets. This can be crucial. If you want to support the page, check out our Patreon page. We have behind the scenes more content, under the radar stocks. This also gains you access into our private Discord channel. Anyways, everyone, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Happy trading. Cheers.